Good day, Bro Planet listeners. This is Eric Peterson, quarantining from Salt Lake City, and today I have the honor of being joined by Tony Hernando from the band Lords of Black. How are you doing today, Tony?
Very good, very good.
Good. Where are you quarantining from today, or are you quarantining?
Yeah, I'm in Madrid, in Spain.
Yeah.
So how the things are going for you over there in Utah?
They're doing pretty good. We're starting to get some spikes, and so we're looking at cracking down on some things. So how are things in Madrid? Are they getting worse?
Yeah, they are getting worse these last days. Yeah, so I don't know.
That's not good. It's not good. We need something. We need some shows.
Oh yeah.
But in the meantime, we have the new album by you guys, The Alchemy of Souls, Part 1, coming out on November 6th. And I've listened to the album, and our review just came out today of the album, and I reviewed it. And I got to say, it's a great album, man.
Thank you so much. I will check your review. It is on Facebook or where?
It's on our website. I can send you a link after we're done with the interview.
Yeah.
So I was just going to ask you about the album. Easily one of my favorites of the year, top 10 for me this year. What was the recording process like for you guys this time versus previous albums?
Not very different. Just Ronnie was doing his vocal parts in a different studio, and we were connecting and checking back and forth over Skype or Zoom. But the good thing is that Ronnie and I, we know each other so well, and we just read our minds that we really know how we're gonna proceed and where we're gonna go. So it's very easy for me. It could be very difficult in this situation if we didn't know each other, or if it was the debut album. But after 3 or 4 albums together, we know what we are capable of and where we want to go. So it was quite easy. So it was good.
That's good. And the album itself, you guys have already released two tracks, "Dying to Live Again," which is an amazing track. How did that song come about for you?
Yeah, "Dying to Live Again" is not only the opening track for the album, but also the vibe and the lyrics pretty much set the topic or the theme for most of the album. I'm not saying Alchemy of Souls is a conceptual album. It's not really a conceptual album, but the general theme or the general topic is very current, because I'm talking about what is going on right now in the world and all this craziness, not only because of the pandemic, but also because we are witnessing really a war between powers and between politics. And we are in the middle of a crazy situation, losing civil rights, losing more liberties and freedom every day. I'm really concerned about this. And "Dying to Live Again" is like a revolution calling, if you will, like a call to arms or call to awake, because there is much more at stake right now, that not only winning or defeating the pandemic, but there is much more behind the scenes, and I'm very concerned about that. But at every time, on all my lyrics, even the topics might be dark and obscure sometimes, but by my point of view, is very positive always and very uplifting. And I always believe that the good will defeat evil. So that's very much into all the lyrics, because it's just an extension of my beliefs and my personality.
That's good. That's good. I mean, it was funny when I listened to the song. initially, you said it right on, and it reminded me of the Queensryche song "Revolution Calling," and that's kind of what that's exactly what this song means to me. And now to hear you say that, it confirms that. So.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's funny that you mentioned Queensryche and that particular song. Queensryche have been one of my top 5 bands of all time. I have a huge love and influence from those guys, especially from the early Queensryche with the Chris DeGarmo era. I'm a huge fan of that. Back in the day, those guys with Operation Mindcrime and Empire were like religion to me. And they were doing a very intelligent album with Operation Mindcrime and also with Empire, with very thoughtful and very intelligent lyrics. So I'm trying to do the same. It's like metal is not only about headbanging and having a party. It's more than that. Yeah. And my interpretation of metal is pretty much the same as Queensryche did back in the day with such an intelligent album. And actually, in the Mindcrime theme, all this vibe around the main character of the story is pretty. You can put that story right now into these days because we are going places very similar in a way that there is a war out there between different powers, left and right, and people that would like to take us over to a communism state, stuff like that. So.
And just people that want to cause chaos.
Operation Mindcrime is very correct.
Yeah. So another song that caught me really on, that I really liked, and I just wanted to ask you about is "The Shadows Kill Twice." I love the title of that song.
Thank you. Again, it's more in first person. The lyric is about what I'm standing for, and that I will not allow anyone to bring me down, and I will continue to fight for my liberty, for my freedom of speech. I'm fighting always for the right reasons, always. Yeah. So in these days that every day you're seeing everywhere that the Western values and the right things are always attacked by evil forces or whatever you want to call it, but I'm rebelling against that, and in my lyrics there is a lot of rebellion and fight against that.
And it takes me to the title track of the album, which to me is all I can say is epic, because it's this long 10-minute song that's just, it's kind of Iron Maiden-esque, but it's just such a heavy song. And how did you? I mean, were you worried when you had a 10-minute song, or did you just go, let's just let it go?
Yeah, we always write and do the music in the first place to please ourselves. Yeah. And we know that there are much more people out there just like us that we love epic music, a little bit too proggy. I wouldn't say we are progressive band at all, but we definitely have that epic vibe that you could find in the early Rainbow and then Sabbath and Iron Maiden and Queensryche, and we love that. And it has been a tradition in every Lords of Black album, because there is at least one song of that nature in every album. And this time is actually not the longest. Alchemy of Souls is a little bit more than 10 minutes, but in the previous album, Icons of the New Days, we had the song All I Have Left that was over 12 minutes, I believe.
Yep.
So it's been a tradition for us, making at least one epic number in every record, and our fans love that. Me as a fan myself, I always love that my bands like Iron Maiden or Queensryche have one of those epic songs that to me is like a journey, and I love that. I really love that epic long songs in our albums.
So going back to some of your earlier work, because I've been a fan since your first recordings. When you and how did you and Ronnie meet, and how did you guys decide that this is what we're going to do?
Yeah, it was back in 2013. I organized a tribute concert for Ronnie James Dio here in Madrid, and I put together a kind of all-star band with the best musicians of the metal scene here in Spain. So I put a band with me on the guitar and as director of the whole thing with 5 singers. And Ronnie was here in Spain from Chile. He had been living here only for 3 years, I believe.
Oh, okay.
And I didn't even know him. So, but my friends here and there, they told me about one guy that sound just like Ronnie Dio, and I needed to check for by myself, because I'm a huge Ronnie James Dio fan, that I couldn't believe what I was being told. So when I invite him to the rehearsals before the concert, I told him to get ready with the songs Night People from the Dream Evil album.
Yep.
And a bunch of others. And I couldn't believe what I was hearing the very first time we played together. I couldn't believe it. It was electrifying. Something, all of a sudden, I felt something all through my spine, all through my body. And at that very moment, I knew I wanted this guy to do something. At that time, we didn't know, because we had commitments with different bands, and it took us 1 year more to be out of our engagements from our previous bands. Mm-hmm. And we knew, deep inside we knew we were going to get together sooner or later, and Lords of Black was the perfect platform for us to express ourselves and put our influences and our love for the music we grew up with, and put a little modern twist to the old school heavy metal, I guess. So that was the way Ronnie and I got together and formed Lords of Black back in 2014.
And I mean he's for me, when I talk about Ronnie, I say he's got the voice of gold, and whenever he sings on something, it seems to turn to gold. And he's got a lot of he's very popular that way because people want him on their albums. How has it been to work schedules, I guess?
Yeah, as you can imagine, as soon as we released our debut album, and we started to get some recognition here and there, that of course it was right when Richie Blackmore reformed Rainbow and put Ronnie as the new singer and frontman, that everyone turned their eyes not only to him but to the band as well. So that was a game changer, of course. And in one side, it was great. It was the best exposition and the best publicity possible. But also, I knew it was going to get a lot complicated with Ronnie, because not only because of the schedules, because he's getting offers all the time, and he has to decide what makes him happy. In the end, Lords of Black is his band, is the band he founded with me, and he has his heart in Lords of Black, but he's doing great also with other projects that he loves the music, and also he's able to make a good living of what he does best, that is singing. So I'm very happy for him, and I wouldn't change anything. It's just a matter of communication and put the schedules and the commitments and working in very advance, and it's been great.
Good. And then as far as touring, what I mean, did you guys have any plans to tour this year before the shit hit the fan, or?
Well, it seems, at least here in Europe, that there will be no live shows till summer 2021.
Okay.
And at least in normal conditions, because I really don't want to go to any indoor or theaters or clubs to play for half of the audience allowed, or playing for people that are sit down and separate with masks.
Yeah.
No, I really don't want to go that way. It's not rock and roll for me at all. That's very, very weird and very dystopic. I don't want to even think about it. So let's wait till we have a kind of normality. And for that reason, we have been talking about going very soon, right away, with the recordings of Alchemy of Souls Part 2. Actually, I have most of the music and lyrics already written, so maybe we can be recording by the end of this year or beginning of 2021. So maybe we have 2 albums for support on touring by the fall of 2021. I'm sorry. So yeah, that's the plan for now.
Well, I just have to tell you, Tony, you just made my day, because I as I was reviewing this album, I was thinking, okay, this is part 1, so there's going to be a part 2. And as good as this part 1 is, I can't wait to hear part 2.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I will try. Yeah, as always, I will try to do my best. At least what I have right now so far is obviously it's gonna sound like Lords of Black, and we have a personality that is very clear, but it's gonna be different than this one. So I really like to expand boundaries all the time, and I'm never afraid to try different things and be open enough to do different things. So
yeah.
So yeah, I hope the album is gonna be even better than this one.
And I wanted to ask you, I know you guys have done a lot of shows in Europe. Other than the Prague Power, have you guys really done any touring in the United States?
Not yet. Yeah, Prague Power in Atlanta 3 years ago was great. Was one of the highlights for the band up to that point. And I can't wait for going again to United States and trying to do much more than Atlanta. Of course, we'd like to go everywhere.
Yeah.
So, but at the moment, obviously, Europe and Japan are our most important markets.
Yeah.
Where we have been playing the most. Yeah.
So for the new album, I was going to ask you, are you just doing a digital format, or do you have physical CDs, and do you have albums coming out, or how are you doing anything special for the release of this album?
Yeah, the album is being released on digital, of course, but is being released on CD, physical CD, and double LP. It's a beautiful double gatefold vinyl. It's beautiful. You can check it out on the Frontiers web shop, and also at lordsofblack.com. We have our online shop, and we have some goodies like coasters and pics and posters and stuff like that. So yeah.
And that's nice, because I know just from talking to you that you're like myself, you're an old school guy, and to actually have an album or something physical where you can read liner notes and stuff like that is very important.
Yeah, I'm still very old school about that, and Lords of Black is very old school on that department because even if the album is not conceptual, you can see that it's an unit, it's a whole, it's it's a piece, it's a theme from the beginning to the end, and I think the best way to enjoy this is as a whole.
Yeah.
So yeah, even this album has not only a beautiful artwork, but has a beautiful booklet with a lot of pages and even some liner notes I wrote during the lockdown. So it's very nice. It's very cool, the album, actually. Yeah.
Nice. And then, my last question for you, and I think it's going to be pretty obvious, but my last question for you is I've been asking everybody this in 2020 since everything happened, but can you give me a song by title or by content by Lords of Black that best describes the state of the world as we know it today?
It could be Dying to Live Again, or the second single that was Into the Black.
Yeah.
And you can hear in the lyrics of the chorus that Ronnie is singing, is the last call to avoid a world with no humanity, with no God, with no values. And maybe also Alchemy of Souls is a song that represents the whole situation. But as I told you before, I'm not writing, and Ronnie is not singing the lyrics in a dark way, in a depressive way. If you want, if you know what I mean.
Yes, I
it's
do.
More, it's a rebellion. It's a call to arms, and it's an empowering way, an uplifting way of singing and rebelling against the wrong and evil.
Yes.
So it's not a kind of I'm going dark and I'm going depressed and I'm going to kill myself. No, never. The good will defeat evil, I'm sure.
Yes, and that's the way when I listen to the album, that's the way I see it. I see the dark, or the light conquering the dark.
Right, absolutely, yeah.
Well, Tony, I appreciate your time, and it's been amazing to talk to you. And like I said, this is a great album, and so everybody go pick it up on November 6th via Frontier's website, or pick up a physical copy too. So I appreciate your time, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the United States one day.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Has been a great talk to you, a great chat, and thanks for having me.
Of course.
So yeah.
Thank you.
Stay safe and stay strong there in United States, and wish you guys the best.
Yes.